Hi, I'm Aditya Garg, and this is the negative and positive effects of video games on life. So a little bit about me. I am an animal lover. I have a dog myself. I really like to play video games. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and I like to sing. I'm in the choir at Beckendorf. So a little bit about GTISM. In GTISM, we choose a topic we have a passion for, and we research about it. We also have to find a mentor to help us with our product. We create a product that benefits our society, and we learn a lot about ethics and writing speeches and essays. So how I thought of choosing this topic of research. There are two things that made me want to do this. My liking of video games and the fascination about the brain, and many people telling me that video games are harmful to me. I wanted to research whether video games are actually the time waster that everybody thinks they are. So let's start with the findings of my research. What is dopamine and what is its importance? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter released by the brain. When released in higher than normal amounts, creates an intense pleasure feeling. This drives brain-based learning, which helps animals survive. Video games and dopamine. Video games are one way of releasing dopamine. Video games drive the brain towards generating excessive amounts of dopamine. This increased dopamine release hooks the player to play more and more video games for greater dopamine release, which creates more pleasure. So the negative effects of video games. Video games can be addicting. Becoming attached to them takes away time from studying, playing outside, and as well as other things. It can also lead to obesity since you do not exercise because you're playing video games. You also have a lesser control of emotion, so you will get angry easier or you get sad easier. You will also get lower grades since you don't have time to study. Positive effects of video game. The positive effects are numerous. As with any other tool, appropriate usage of video games can eliminate the negative effects. Let's discuss how to get rid of the negative effects and use the positives. Challenge versus scary versus boredom. So, imagine that you're a beginner skier and you drop from the expert slope. How would you feel? Terrified? Now imagine that you're an expert skier and you're only allowed to go on the beginner slopes. How would you feel? Bored? Dopamine's relationship with change. When a gamer wins a level in a video game, they get a burst of dopamine. If a level does not get more challenging, dopamine is not released, which is boredom. If a level is too challenging, you're not able to overcome the level, which creates frustration. The brain wants a challenge because it knows that it will give it dopamine. And game developer strategy is to reward for the tiniest bit of success. So let's look at some test results I've done. My testing methodology. Monitor brainwave activity using MindWave in 5-minute intervals while doing different activities continuously for 15 minutes with 1 minute of rest time between each activity. This is the MindWave headset by NeuroSky that I use to record my brainwaves. This is how the program looks on a computer screen when it gives you data. This is a video on in which I explain the methodology and how the headset works. So this is a MindWave mobile headset made by NeuroSky, and it basically records all the brain waves inside your brain. So your brain is composed of billions of millions of neurons inside your brain, and every time you have a thought, there's an electrical impulse that goes through these neurons, and this records it. This is the FP1 sensor, and it records all the activity in the prefrontal lobe. This deals with a lot of the emotions and high order thinking that you do. So I'm going to turn this on, and it only takes a second to start up. so let's start it up. And these are the two main dials we're going to focus on today. Meditation basically means how calm you are and things, and your attention is how focused you are. These are the different brain waves inside your brain. So there are alpha waves, beta waves, gamma rays, delta, and theta waves. So there are the beta waves, which is actually 12 hertz to 30 hertz inside your brain. And this deals with the focus part of your brain, which is the attention. And then there's also the alpha waves, which is 8 to 12 hertz. And this deals with the meditation part of your of the style. So I'm going to do some deep breathing, and it's watch as it goes really high. You can see how it went really, really high. And now I'm going to focus on this graph here, and you're going to see how my attention goes really high. Okay, so as you can see, this attention went really high, and this is how this program records it. So these are the brainwave measurements I took after playing video games. As you can see, after 5 minutes, my attention was 65 and my meditation 50. After 10 minutes, my attention was 70 and my meditation 35. And after 15 minutes, my attention was 90 and my meditation was 50. When you average these together, my attention was 75 and my meditation was 45. These are the brainwave measurements when I was playing piano. As you can see, after 5 minutes, attention was 30 and meditation was 60. After 10 minutes, attention was 40 and meditation 45. And after 15 minutes, attention 30 and meditation 80. When you average these together, the attention is 33 and meditation 62. These are the brainwave measurements what I took when I was studying. So after 5 minutes, you can see that the attention was 90 and meditation 70. After 10 minutes, you can see that the attention is 20 and the meditation is 70. And after 15 minutes, the attention is 55 and the meditation is 80. When you average these all together, the attention is 55 and the meditation 73. Brainwave measurements for TV. So, as you can see, after 5 minutes, my attention was 45 and my meditation 55. After 10 minutes, meditation 70, attention 30. And after 15 minutes, the attention was 40 and my meditation was 80. When you average these together, you get the attention 38, meditation 68. This is a graph I made using Excel with all the recorded data I used from these tests. So, as you can see in the attention, the video game steadily went higher, the piano stayed around the same, the studying went from really high to really low to the middle, and when I was watching TV, it stayed about the same. In meditation, the video games dropped a little bit in the middle. In piano, they did the same thing before they went up. And in studying, they only went up. And in TV, they gradually went higher. So my analysis of data. The data results from brainwave measurements using MindWave concur with the research. Focus, attention, highest when playing video games. And video games facilitate learning. So, now let's look how video games help people in everyday life. ADHD and video games. Specific video games are used to help children with ADHD develop better focus and improve memory. These games are helping the children with ADHD gain focus without medication or with reduced medication. Virtual reality. Virtual reality is an extension of video games. It is used to treat dementia and brain damage due to neurodegenerative diseases. Patients with brain damage experience decreased ability to interact with their environment in an appropriate manner. Virtual reality helps by exposing the patients to varied environments using video games, helping them to better interact with their surroundings. Brain training for military personnel. These are brain training virtual reality games for military personnel. Stress Resilience in Virtual Environment, or STRIVE, is a video game to help soldiers get ready for the stresses of war. When they return, Virtual Iraq and Virtual Afghanistan are virtual reality games that help them come to the terms with the horrors they have faced. Vocational training using virtual reality. A surgeon performing an operation is able to do it multiple times in virtual reality before they have to do it in real life. It is also used in training divers, parachutists, submarine training, and firefighters, where real-life training is hard to control. Video games assist blind children. Now, you may not think this is true because a lot of video games have to do with the auditory, or the visual. This gives auditory cues instead of visual. It helps them relate different smells and sounds in a safe environment so that they do not have as much trouble in the real world. The problem with video games. Video games have many current uses and have the potential of even more usage. They promote problem-solving skills and higher-level thinking. Video games are designed to hook the player onto the game. They do not teach core curriculum except up to the fourth grade, and I've played these and they're not that much fun. Secondary students may play too much of the entertaining video games. Making a more educational and fun game, which is my product. A way to make a worldwide popular game series, Call of Duty, more educational. Whenever you shoot a bullet, a graph will appear on the screen, showing the speed on the graph and the equation the computer used to graph the line. The player will be seeing this equation over and over again and will memorize it subconsciously. The player can then solve math questions using this equation to lock better guns or more experience points in the game. Every video game can be marketed listing the core concept it teaches. Example, Call of Duty teaches solving equations. This is an example I took. So say this person right here is trying to shoot this person right here. This is the graph it shows on how it graphed the line and how the bullet is traveling in a constant motion, and this is the equation that it used to graph the line. This is example 2. Say there is a person right here and this player wants to shoot him. You will have to shoot through the sheet of metal, which is thin so the bullet can go through it. The computer created a graph in which the bullet hit the sheet of metal, slowed down, as you can see by the graph, and you can see the equation it used to graph the line. My conclusion. Video games are a reality of today and are here to stay. They are a byproduct of our advancement into the age of technology. Video games are a great tool for maximizing focus and attention in today's digital learner. In the area of education, video games are in the early stage of development. Their usage in other areas such as training of surgeons, soldiers, firefighters has proven their effectiveness and their utility. All we need to do is harness this wonderful resource most effectively. I would like to thank my teacher, Miss Dillard, for her guidance and encouragement throughout the year. I was able to take the GTISM class and conduct this research because Miss Dillard decided to teach this course. I would also like to thank my mentor, Dr. DeBicey, for all the excellent resources and help she has given me over this course of the year. I couldn't have done this without her. Dr. DeBicey is the Assistant Director of the Center for Addiction, Learning and Memory in the Department of Neuroscience at the Baylor College of Medicine. She is also Assistant Professor. I would also like to thank my friends and family for all the support they have given me through this. Any questions? And this is my bibliography.